Welcome to the third session being recorded for the subject Big Data Analytics. The target audience is Semester 7 Computer Science and Engineering students. Today's focus of discussion will be this topic, Hadoop environment and its components. So let us first look at the places where Hadoop was mentioned in our previous study materials. Let us start with this very small basic paper which was published. The name is Hadoop HDFS and MapReduce survey. So let us look here what Hadoop is being spoken of about. See here, Hadoop is an open source ecosystem for handling big data. When I'm speaking about Hadoop, naturally I'm speaking about MapReduce, HDFS, Yarn. Here, what is being mentioned is the core components of Hadoop are HDFS, MapReduce. HDFS stands for Hadoop Distributed File System and MapReduce. What HDFS does, it stores and manages data sets on commodity clusters. While MapReduce is what? It is a processing component of Hadoop. So let us again look at where Hadoop ecosystem is mentioned. Okay, it is mentioned here under the topic Hadoop architecture. What it is speaking about, Hadoop is from Apache. It is an open source. It handles huge data, distributed storage, efficient processing. What Hadoop does is facilitates distributed storage of large data and processes it using MapReduce paradigm. Hadoop is used in various applications such as Twitter, Facebook, Google, Yahoo, YouTube, and Amazon, etc. What are the components of Hadoop? It requires component for storage. It requires component for processing. So if you look at MapReduce, it has the nature of being distributed and scalable. So this is what is mentioned here. So now we'll look at the topic called as core component of Hadoop, and let us map that with the syllabus also. What the syllabus first unit is saying, Hadoop environment and its components. So we are speaking about Hadoop and we are speaking about the core components of Hadoop. So let us go with that. So here, if you look at this small diagram, what it is showing is these are the core components of Hadoop. What are they? MapReduce, HDFS, Yarn, common utilities. You can look here. So Hadoop is being split as one component being HDFS and the other major component being Yarn. So in HDFS, we are seeing the further split here, name node, secondary name node, and data node. Then under Yarn, you have resource manager, node manager. And you can see here, name node is designated as master and the data node is designated as slave. Let us just look at this again once again. What are the core components of Hadoop? HDFS, MapReduce, and Yarn. HDFS, MapReduce, and Yarn. And in this diagram, MapReduce is not highlighted, so it will be reflected in the next material. So here we'll focus on HDFS and Yarn. Under HDFS, you are looking at name node, secondary node, data node. So let us look at them. The name node is the key factor of HDFS. Name node is also called as master, and what it does, it stores metadata. What name node does, it monitors the health status of the slave nodes. And what it does, it assigns tasks to the data node. What about the data node then? The data node is the actual unit which will be storing the data. The data node is also known as a slave. The data node is also known as a slave. And it will be responding to name node about its health status and the task status in the form of a heartbeat. So heartbeats are kind of a message, kind of a status information being sent to the name node telling their health status and the task status. If a data node does not respond to the name node, then the name node assumes the slave node is dead, and whatever task was assigned to that slave node, the name node will be reassigning the task to the next available data. Let us look at again here Hadoop, the core components of Hadoop. We are going this way: HDFS, under HDFS name node, and then data node and secondary node. So let us look at secondary node. So let us not confuse secondary name node being a backup of the name node. Rather, secondary name node is a buffer to the name node. What it does, it stores. What it stores the intermediate updates, the file called as fs image of the name node, where it will be storing in the edit log, and the same it will be updating in the final fs image file whenever the name node is inactive. So that's what is the role of a secondary name. Okay, coming to yarn, where we had seen yarn here as a major core component. So if you look at Hadoop core component, yarn also is a core component. Under yarn we are seeing what? We are seeing resource manager and node manager. So let us look at this place. What is yarn? Yarn stands for yet another resource negotiator. This is the yarn is the abbreviation for yet another resource negotiator. What yarn does? Resource management and job scheduling. What yarn comprises of? What are the components of yarn? Resource manager and node manager. What a resource manager does? It will be administering the computing resources in a Hadoop cluster. What a node manager does? Okay, the node manager will be serving the resource manager. The node manager is assigned to the nodes in the cluster. The node manager monitors the status of the container and the app manager. What the app manager does, it manages the data processing in the container, and it requests the container resources from the resource manager. What the container does, container is the place where the actual data processing takes place. You can look at this diagram also. You are seeing here the components called as a node manager. There is a container, there is an app manager, and there is a resource manager. And node status is depicted by the container here. The resource request is given by the container here to the resource manager, and the map reduce status is given by the nodes. The map reduce status is given by the nodes. Coming to the components in the Hadoop ecosystem, you have varied components which may be used for storage, for execution, database management, data abstraction, real-time data streaming, graph processing engines, machine learning, cluster management, etc. Okay, so this component and the map reduce component, we will be understanding or discussing in the next session being recorded. By the way, this is the map reduce kind of what it does. Map reduce is used where it is mentioned here: indexing, searching, classification, recommendation, analytics. Okay, so implemented where in Apache, Hadoop, and Google. What are the functions of map reduce, map and reduce? So all these map reduce related aspects we'll be discussing the next session being recorded. Thank you.